author and educator. How are you this morning? Excuse me for looking a little scruffed up. I'm actually about to go in here and clean up and get myself together for the day. First day I returned to the bowling alley in about a year and change. Actually, I have not bowled. No, actually more than that. I have not bowled since last March. When they started shutting everything down, my wife and I had shut things down about a week or two before. So I have not bowled since early March. And so yesterday I was back into the gym, literally in the gym. And today it's bowling. And I'm going to do a video on the whole repurposing your thoughts with everything opening up outside. But that's not what this video is about today. So, ladies, this is for you. And gentlemen, if you want, you can chime in as well. So let's do that. Well, before we get into that, let me do something else. Next Saturday, and I will post it next Saturday, I am speaking in Alabama virtually. I would love to have been traveling. Virtually, we're doing a roundtable with some pastors, mental health professionals, and we're talking about building up the mental health arena inside the churches. You guys know that I create mental health ministries, and it is something that I am passionate about, something that I want to see happen. And so this is a great opportunity. I actually work with a church here in Delaware, and I'm looking to expand to work with other churches. So stay tuned. I'll post that. I forget what the link is, and I should know it, but it's I don't even want to say, I don't want to give the wrong thing. So if you need that information, reach out, but I'll post it on my page. It's no problem. So again, let me say this. I am here, and I'm on a couple different platforms. So if you post at me, so I will know to respond to you. And I want you to like this, share this, and I want you to tag 3 people. Tag 3 women. 3 women. I want you to tag 3 women because we're going to have this conversation. And what's that conversation? I'm going to tell you in a second. Ladies, help me out here. And I need you to really lean in on this one for me. You guys know that I'm a former whore. Did I say that? Yes, I'm a recovering whore who went from gigolo to Jesus. I wrote a book about it with the same title, From Gigolo to Jesus. And it is extremely important that I make this clear, which I do when I talk on stage and I talk anywhere. If it was not for God and my wife saving me a seat in this relationship, I would not be here now. Let me say that again. If it was not for God and my wife saving me a seat, I would not be in the relationship that I am now, happily married right now, because I was out of control. But my wife saw my greatness even amongst the dirt that I was shoving out there to the world. God understood my greatness because he created me, even though I was shoveling out all this dirt in the world. The combination of the two held me in place until I could clean myself up and put my crown back on. And too often, queens are overlooked for this reason. Now, did it take my wife and I getting right to the brink of everything blowing up? Yes. Caught cheating 3 times. Now, I didn't say I cheated 3 times. I said I got caught 3 times. There's a big difference. And my wife and I can joke about it now because we were able to connect to it. But the thing is, she was able to see my greatness, stand her ground, and because of who she was, allowed me to find out who I was and that I knew I needed her in my life and I had to change. Now, my story is not everybody else's story. Not everybody's relationship ends up with the happy ending like mine did. So I want to ask you ladies who have stayed and it turned out well, if that's you, how were you able to see the greatness? And what did you do to hold your ground for it to get better? Now, on the other side of that coin, I want to hear from you as well. Ladies who saw his greatness but you could not put up with his foolishness. And I want to ask that because it's very important to me. Because as a crisis specialist, I sit with people every day, or I try to, who need my help. So if this is something that's triggering you, if you go, you know what, let's talk. Let's jump on a call and let's talk about what I can do to help you if you're dealing with some things, or let's just talk, because if there's some things that you'd like to get out that you can share, I would love to hear. And again, if this resonates with you, if you know anybody in this situation, one like this, put a one up in the chat room just to let me know that you're rocking with me. Because again, I'm on multiple platforms and I want to be able to come on and talk with you and rock out with you. So, and again, put a one in the chat room if you know you have been going through this, somebody you know has gone through this. Let's talk. Now let's do this, because ladies, I don't think people really realize what y'all go through. I know men don't. I know men have no idea what y'all have been through. And I know some people, when they see a relationship and they question, why are you still with him? Or how could you love him? Again, they may not understand it because they don't see what goes on in private. My wife and I have had numerous conversations because I thank her wholeheartedly for not being absorbed into my BS. My personality is strong. If you've ever taken a DISC assessment, and I give those, by the way, if you need one, let me know. I am what's called a high I, and a high I is a extreme people person. But the areas that I am low in is what create a problem for me when I'm out here doing what I do. And when you're a people person, you know how to maneuver yourself to get close to people. So when you have a negative mindset, when your focus is just on panties and what's in them, then you create a whole style, a whole way of getting close to what you want. God says what's close to a man's heart is what he treasures, what's close to his heart, or what's close to his heart is what he treasures, however you want to look at it. For me, it was panties. Yes, panties were my God. And when you have what I had as a God, you're on the road to destruction no matter what you do. But it was God himself and my wife who pulled me back from that brink, or they held the line. I had to turn around and pull myself up from the brink. So ladies, talk to me. If you have been that woman that now are reaping the benefits of getting through the minutia of that, whatever that mud of whatever that was, and y'all are now in a better place, put it in the chat for me. How'd you do it? If you've ever been cheated on by someone that you love and you were able to recover from it, tell me how you did it. And the reason why I ask is because often people don't believe what my wife and I talk about. They literally go, you took him back? You stupid. Is she? Was she? Some people are never going to understand. Now, when I say this, it's not for everybody. So please, I don't want to rub it in anybody's face. I'm not begging up my relationship to make you feel smaller. Please don't take it that way. Good morning, Takara. I'm not saying it that way. As a crisis specialist, my job is to see through the initial pain, to try to get to the person behind the pain, to bring them forward. This is what I do. I counsel because I've been broken, but I've been restored. I now know that it's possible. And once you know something is possible, you then can share with somebody else that it's doable. And that's what I do. As an author, I wrote a book about it. Yeah, one of my books is called From Gigolo to Jesus. The other one is called Lukewarm Saint. And it's a fictional story, but if you read it, you'll go, Brooklyn educator who's out here running around chasing women. And I happen to be a Brooklyn educator, but you got to read the book. There's a moral in it too. And as you heard me say, as an educator, my job is to teach. And I personally see counseling and teaching as the same thing. Now, for my Christian folks, I am. I believe the five ministries, and you know the fivefold ministries in Ephesians. Teaching to me is the one that helps me allow people to see how my faith and my wife saved my life. So by all means, share with me. Put it in, ladies. Put it in the chat right now. If you have been mistreated in a relationship, however that's happened, and you and him were able to recover to be in something. Now, if you and her were in a relationship and the two of you were able to recover and you were able to get past what she did to you, because we got to be fair, it's 2021. Not everybody is in the same type of relationships. So if a person that you loved did you dirty and somehow you got through that to have something wonderful, put it in the chat how you did it. So Kristen says, here I guess that's her, right? Because it says here, because I know spell check with these phones. Her and I learned how to forgive, patience to here and I learned patience to understand him and God. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is him. I'm sorry. I gotta read it right. I'm actually in an abusive relationship due to alcohol now. We're the happiest we've ever been. Way to go, Kristen. Way to go. And I think, and again, as a counselor, as someone who works with people, sometimes people don't believe what I'm sharing with them is true. They'll say, that's just you, Mr. Keith. That's just you, Mr. B. It ain't like that because my relationship was trash. I get it. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help those that the relationship didn't flip back on its right side. You know, you do that little bottle challenge and you flip the bottle and it land up like this. Not everybody does that. Sometimes the bottle falls and sometimes the water spills out. I get it. But I want people to post that sometimes it does turn out right. And it does work. And I'm not even saying it's a religion thing. I just happen to be a man of faith. And let me tell you why God stepped in. I was in a hotel 300 miles in another state. My girlfriend now, wife, was in New York. I was in South Jersey at a hotel waiting on a chick that I had already got caught cheating with. And I was ready. And all of a sudden, the night just unraveled. Not the way I planned it. Condoms on the nightstand. I'm ready. Everything is good. And then she said, I'm not feeling well. She called. She first said she was on the way. I'm like, yes, I get to sit. And then it was, I'm on my way. No, my stomach's bothering me. What? Half an hour later, I don't know, my stomach's really bothering me. And I'm not hearing none of this. All I'm hearing is you're not here. You're not coming. I've worked out the perfect plan. Get your butt here. And then it was an hour later. I think I might be going to ER. I still couldn't hear none of that. All I wanted was what I wanted. And then when she said she couldn't come, I called her every name under the sun that was disrespectful. Then I start going through my phone. Who lives close to South Jersey here in Philly or whatever that I can make drive here at night to come here to please me because I am rude and disrespectful like that. And that was the night that God spoke to me. So I can't tell you for everybody else. I can tell you about me. I know what I heard. I'll walk you through it. 4 different teleministries on the television. Now, I'm not a big fan of teleministry then and still not today. All 4 of the pastors talking on teleministry spoken to an aspect of my life. With the last one saying, he told a story and said, and the gentleman was 38 years old, and at 38 years old, if you had did X, Y, and Z, you would have already been in position to meet the Lord. And I'm like, I'm 38. No. And I'm like, too much of a coincidence. And then all of a sudden, those seeds that my grandmother put inside me, inside my head and my heart, and my mother. My grandmother once told me, there is no coincidences with the Lord. When he speaks, you'll know. And all of a sudden, it started making sense. I had a master's degree. I have 2 now. I had a master's degree. I had the nice Jeep. I had the pretty woman at home. Why was I in this hotel? Why was I out here taking these chances? Why was I risking everything? And when the emotion overwhelmed me, the voice was as strong as anything. Because I said, I even held my hands up. What is it that you want? Why? And basically, I'm asking, why can't I sin? Why can't I do the things I want? And sure enough, the voice that came to me was, you got to go home and fix home. And it kept resonating with me. So I can't speak for anybody else. I can't tell you anybody else's experience. I can't live anybody else's life. I can live mine. And I can tell you what brought me to this day right here as a happily married man is that I got it. I figured it out. But it wasn't because of me. I had to do the work, yes. But it was because of God and my wife. My wife is strong, because you got to be strong to put up with a fool like me. Yeah, you got to be. My wife is incredibly strong, because you don't just change overnight. And she had to put, and I said this earlier, I was on Clubhouse, and I said this earlier, that I need to hear no sometimes, but not everybody is able to tell me no, because I was very manipulative. And I would figure out a way to turn your no into my yes. So you might have started off with, I don't care what he say, we're not having sex. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to be smooth. I'm going to be romantic. I'm going to do whatever. And then I'm going to get my way. Somebody like me needs to hear no, because I need that. My wife is a fantastic partner to me, because she understands, no, get out of here. You got to be, and when I'm trying, now I don't try to manipulate panties. When I try to manipulate not having to do the dishes or not trying to do some housework, she ain't hearing that. So ladies, if this resonates with you, put a 1 in the chat room. And if you need to talk to somebody, let's get a call today. Hit me up. You can DM me on Instagram, DM me on Facebook. I'm here on the Haps channel here. Reach out and say, Keith, I'd like to set up a call. Call's free. I don't charge. I charge for counseling. I charge for consultants. I charge for coaching. If that's what you need, we'll figure it out. And the reason why is because my business is based on helping people. I love what I do. This is my ministry. And I have found over the years that question of why a person moved the way they moved. Why did I stay? Why didn't I stay? And all those things. I think it gets lost. And I watch all the things that we got going on social media, and I see all the top so-called top flight gurus. And here's something that I'm starting to see that I do not like. And rock out with me and tell me if I'm wrong, because I listen, I'm not above correction. Have we gotten to the point that it's okay to be disrespectful just because you believe you're telling the truth? Is that where we're at now? Because I don't like that place. And I don't name other people. I'm not naming other people's platforms. I'm not doing that. But something inside me says, this is not the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to come to someone's platform and be verbally abused, even if the point someone is making is correct. I don't have 2 million followers. I don't have 100, 200,000 followers, whatever it is. I don't even add up all of my followers. Maybe I should. I don't know. It's because I'm having to be nudged to get on social media like this on a regular, because I just like dealing with people directly. But I found that this gives me more opportunity. Also, let's do this while I got you on. Let me know what state you're in. Put it in the chat. What state you're in? I'd like to get an idea of who's actually seeing this. So wherever if you're watching this live, drop it in the state that you're in. Tell me where you are. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. Tell me what state you're in. Tell me where you're looking at me from. Tell me where you're listening to me from. Texas, the big state of Texas. Okay, love it, love it. That's an hour behind the East Coast, right, Kristen? I believe that's an hour behind, right? Or 2 hours. I think y'all are still central, right? No, it might be 2 hours, right? But I just found, and then somebody hit me with something the other day. And this is why you got to listen to people who are doing well. And they said, well, Keith, if you don't like what you see, how come you're not offering on the other side of the coin? Meaning you may not like coming on social media. But if your voice is necessary, why are you not giving it to them so they can have an option? So maybe they'll turn away from that foolishness. And you know what? They're right. Now, I may not get on here every day, and I'm going to try to be a little more consistent with that. But the one thing I am going to do is when I come on, I'm going to have something to say, and I'm going to be respectful. I just don't like the disrespect. I taught for 20 years in a New York City classroom, and I was a dean of students when I finished. Disrespect was not something that I ever had to use to get someone to follow what I was offering. Now, I was firm and at times tough. And some kids will say mean, and kids always say mean if they don't like it. So, when a kid don't like something, they go, "Why are you being so mean?" I'm not being mean. Mean is when I'm trying to hurt you. Firm because I care. And I would always say to students, and I still say it to even the people that I counsel now, hate me now, love me later. Because you'll figure out that I was the person in your corner. I wasn't the person trying to hurt you. And so, ladies, I want to first compliment you. I want to compliment you, and then I want to thank you. Many of the men like me that do what I do and help the people that I help could not be that without great women like y'all behind them. I'll prove my point. I'm going to give you 3 people, and I'm going to show you how they always say behind a great man is a great woman. I've never really liked that term. In a great man's life is a great woman. She's never behind, because if you talk to those men, they will never say behind me. They'll say in my life. So that's just me. I know it's a play on words. So in every great man's life, there's a great woman. And if you are living an alternative lifestyle, in every great woman's life, there's a great woman. If that's what you are, I have no problem with that either. So here, I'm going to give you my 3 points. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. Besides trying to change the lives of the people around them, beside my husband, okay, there you go. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, all connected with their work during the civil rights movement to try to change the focus and everything else that was going on. All 3 assassinated. Coretta Scott King, Betty Shabazz, Marley Evers. Not only fantastic mothers, because they all had multiple children, they all go on to greatness. They all go on to do extremely well after all 3 of their husbands were assassinated in very violent ways. That just shows you that they were great before those incidents happened. And when you start to look into those 3 women history, you see that they were a pivotal part in all 3 men's success. So what I have come to realize, and I know some of you may say former President Obama and Michelle Obama, that's a great one. Some of you may say Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, that's another one. Listen, that's fine. Whatever relationship that you can connect to see, you will see that the women stood on their own. Now, I don't know who needed to hear this morning. I don't know who needed to hear this. And if you are, again, put a thumbs up in the chat room, because I'm happy that you're listening to me from wherever you're listening to me at. But please understand your role, who you are, what you bring to the table. Men like me could never be who we were destined to be without you. God created us. Some of y'all help hold the guardrails up for us to become that creation. Some of you are the mothers that we needed. Some of you are the sisters that we needed. And many of you are the girlfriends, wives that we must have to reach that level. So I want to share this with anybody watching. Reach out to me if you want to jump on a call. Let's talk. If I can help, I will. And if I can't, because I live by some very simple slogans, I'll give them to you. 1, bring me your pain. Now, what does that mean when I say bring me your pain? Just bring me your problems. Let's figure it out. I'm asking you to bring me your problems, and I want to help. I'm not going to disrespect you. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you got to speak harshly just because you're trying to get the truth across. No, we don't have to do that. I don't care how many followers it generates. You don't have to be insulting to help somebody. I don't care. I'm sorry. I've just seen it work the other way too long, that you don't have to do that. I help thousands, maybe 20, 30, 40,000 children and their parents. And not once did I have to just be disrespectful. I'm telling you the truth, so shut the F up because I'm going, no. Social media is not going to turn me into that. Okay? No. But if you need to get and talk to, let's talk. So my second thing is, we can fix this. And what do I mean by that when I say we can fix this? I literally believe that. I believe that if a person brings me their problem, I believe between the two of us, we can fix this. Because if I can't fix it, I'm going to go with you and try to find somebody who can and help you and pass you on to them and make sure that they're vetted. So that's another reason I say we can fix this, because two people sitting down and getting something correctly. Now, my Christians are going to jump up and down now. Because in the Christian faith, when two or more people together, we believe God is present. What I mean present mean right there in the conversation. Like God is right here, right now. Now you may go, oh Lord, here, religious kook. I'm not. I am a man of faith, but I'm not a zealot. And I'm not going to go through the definition of a zealot. But I just believe in the fact that I believe God shows up. And when he does, inside us is something is activated that allows us greater clarity. So I believe that if you bring me your pain, I believe we can fix it. And because of that, that's what my platform is. That's what I do. That's also why I don't get on, like I said, as much as I should. I'm actually out here trying to help. So I'm going to get ready to go. You should have liked this by now. You should have shared this by now. And you should have tagged 3 ladies that know, that would love to hear this. And I'm going to leave on this note here. So all the women watching, whether you're watching live or you'll watch later on, thank you. Thank you for being the vessel and the being and the force that you are. Thank you for saving no good men like me's lives who then return it. Now, the men who have taken advantage of you, the men who did not see your worth, who have hurt you, I apologize for them too. Not making excuses. But many of us men were never taught how to be men. We were never taught how to be boyfriends. We were never taught how to be husbands. So when we placed ourselves in those positions, one more, we were never taught how to be fathers. And so when we were placed in those situations, we didn't know what to do. I am the example of that. Yes, I am a good father now. Yes, I am a good husband now. But when I got here, it caused a lot of pain, and it caused a lot of people to disconnect from me, my oldest 2 children. The light is on and the door is open whenever they're ready. But men who do not understand how to be those things I just mentioned, the collateral damage is women like yourself and the children that are created. Now, I'll have that conversation another night. So I wanted to end that and just let you know I'm understanding of who I am, and I don't run from it. And I accept the pain that I caused to my children and to the women out there that I have mistreated. Because you can't have panties and coochie as your God and not cause damage to yourself and to the people that you are trying to get it from. So now I can't go back and heal everyone that I hurt, but I can try to protect those who are now out in front of me. And when those from my past surface, I offer whatever healing I can. The first thing I offer is a sincere apology. No healing can begin until you freely admit that there is a problem, or if you are the cause, that you apologize sincerely. Now, that doesn't mean that the person that you've apologized to is going to accept it. That's a whole nother show and another part of my counseling. But for you to start the healing process, You must first acknowledge who you hurt. And then you have to acknowledge that you need help. And then you and I can sit down and make it happen. I am Keith K.L. Belvin, author, award-winning author too, educator, more importantly, loving husband and man of God. And I got here because of God and my wife. And yes, Father's Day is coming up and all the fathers are going to be celebrated. That's fine. I don't get into the holidays because to me, every day that I wake up is a holiday. And every day that I wake up next to my wife is a gift. And I don't take that gift lightly because if it wasn't for her and God, I wouldn't have a seat at the table. So I don't know who needed this today. I pray that it helps you. Reach out. I'm here to talk. I'd love to set up a call with you. I'd love to be able to help you. I cannot help what I don't know. Invite me into the game and I'm ready to go, coach. All right. Have a great day, guys. God bless.